Hello Facebook, it's Reid from readaboutsex.com, creator of Sex Geek Summer Camp, and I'm here with Cathy Vartuli, the organizatrix of Sex Geek Summer Camp, and also Dean of Sex Geek Summer Camp Grad School, something new that we're doing this year. Yep. And we're at Cathy's secret lair somewhere in San Jose. We're having a work weekend, and as you sign on, say hi from wherever you are. Where are you watching from? And Cathy and I were feverishly working for, I guess I should put my glasses on so I can see the phone. Working feverishly to get camp up and running because camp is less than 30 days away. So we are in our last minute preparation window. And our question today is, are you a last minute kind of person? And some advice for last minute registration and also like last minute running of events and stuff like that. And Cathy, say hi. You haven't been on the channel for a while.
No. How is everybody doing?
How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi from Berkley. And...
You can see that? Jesus, how do you do that? So we have questions, and we're planning emails, scheduling emails to go out as we come up to camp, and as things get closer to camp, we get busier and not more distracted, but we're focused on like getting packed because we have to pack. Making sure everything's shipped, getting ready for us to disappear into the wilderness. Yeah. And that's kind of a predictable thing. So there will be people who have last minute questions coming in last minute while we're swamped with getting to the event.
And it's gotten better. The FAQ is much more comprehensive than year one. There wasn't a FAQ.
Frequently asked questions kind of existed year one. And it's normal that whenever you start something, you have none of it figured out. You're kind of beta testing something. And now in year 4 for camp, we have a FAQ. We're like luxuriously tweaking some of the policies, adding some other things, nerding out on accessibility issues.
We'll see if you think it's luxurious at 2 a.m. when we're still working on the sales pages.
It's fine. Everything's going fine. But what some advice do you have now that you've run camp 3 years in a row? This will be its 4th.
Yeah.
What do you have advice for people who are either considering running a big event or people who are registering last minute for camp because either they just found out about it or they just realized they could get time off from work? What do you got?
So if you're just registering for camp, congratulations. It's fabulous. You'll love it. I would go to the camper FAQ. You'll get an email right after you sign up, and there's a link to that. Go and actually read it. There's a lot of details in there that could help you go, oh my God, I wasn't going to bring sheets, but they charge $20 at the campgrounds to get sheets. Or, bug spray. It could help you like remember things you would forget.
Yeah, we have a packing list. We have all kinds of stuff. Now, so what Cathy just referenced is there's actually 2 FAQs. There's the one that's at readaboutsex.com/camp FAQ, which is, and this is something I would recommend for your events. If you're going to do annual events, and if you do launches for your events, I would recommend creating an FAQ page that has all the basic FAQs and the registration buttons. That's kind of like the quick page. It's not the one where somebody has to watch a video for 40 minutes.
Especially near the end when people are like, I need to jump on this.
So one of the things that Sex Geek Summer Camp has is if you go to sexgeeksummercamp.com, you can sign up for free video trainings where you get a sense of who I am as a person, you get some fun tips around business, and then you get invited to check out the sales page for camp. And that sequence is like 5 or 7 days long. So where that's a problem is if somebody signs up via sexgeeksummercamp.com the week before camp,
and they're waiting to get to the buy button,
they don't get the email where they can register until like 5 days later. So I have an FAQ page, which is /camp FAQ, which has the buy buttons to register for camp, has almost all the questions there because that's the FAQ that we build out more and more and more, and then we add that to the other sales page. So I would recommend having a quick registration FAQ page for everybody that's kind of evergreen, and then when people register, there's the FAQ, number 2.
The camper, the secret camper.
Yeah, this is the I'm coming to the event FAQ, and this has
all the links.
All the links.
Specific details that are not available.
Yeah, it has the buy button for the Sex Geek Summer Camp bus. So if you want to ride with everybody on a registered or chartered bus from the DC airports to camp, because it's about a 2.5-hour drive. If you want to bond with everybody on the camp bus, sing songs, have snacks, then those buttons are on the registered camper page. What else?
For me, when I'm running an event too, and this is also true if you're going to an event last minute, I kind of let people know, hey, I'm going to be off grid for a bit. Like people that aren't related to the event, I'm like, hey, the next month, if I don't get back to you, please don't take it personally. I'm going to be offline and clear the deck as much as possible, because there's a lot of last minute, like we thought we had a lot of things figured out, and someone sent an email asking a very legitimate, good question, but it's taken a lot of time and discussion to try to figure out how we might accommodate that.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of like your policies come from, is you won't think of all your policies ahead of time. A lot of your policies and your aha moments come hopefully from your community and the questions that they ask. That's where almost all the FAQs come from, is you're like, oh, this question's been asked 3 or 4 times. Let's put it on the FAQ. And then it becomes easier because when somebody emails you about a question, because if you're like me, I don't read everything I get when I register for an event. You just keep reminding them, oh, go to this link, it should be there. Go to this link, it should be there. And you can fire off an email really quickly and already have that question answered. So 1, it looks professional, but 2, it saves you time, which is going to be valuable when it's 2 weeks before your event.
Yeah, time to think up all the answers or remember what you said to other people, and you want to be consistent. I also, if you're registering last minute, I encourage you to set aside a couple hours and just like book everything right away. Like, well, the email comes pretty quick with the bus link and other information. And it's, when we have months, it's easy to like put it off and like, oh yeah, I need to buy that ticket. But plane tickets do go up in cost. Like in another week, they're going to start going up pretty significantly in cost.
Yeah, generally speaking, people seem to say, and it seems to still hold true, that 3-week window before you need to fly, if you haven't bought your ticket yet, buy it then, because it tends to be where things are lowest priced, and then they start to steeply climb. But then the other thing happens too, is that sometimes those flights that are perfect for you, they get sold out.
Yeah.
Or
especially
the only
trying to time the bus or a ride.
Or the only ticket left is business coach, and that's, if you're trying to save money, then booking your tickets either super early or definitely around that 3-week window seems to work best for a lot of people.
And right now, like, you filling out your application does take about 15 minutes, and it's important to do that because you don't get the room upgrades without it. As of right now, there are some room upgrades, not a lot, but there's some left. But we're having record attendance this year.
Yeah, we broke records. We officially have more people coming to camp than we've ever had before, and we're a month out. Like, we're 28 days out, so we're going to get more people. So register soon if you can. Other things, last minute stuff. I would say if you're running an event and you have a multiple pay option,
take it down.
Take it down the month out. I mean, you can always make exceptions when people really need a multiple pay, but the challenge is, I mean, ideally you want all the money in your bank account by the time the event goes off.
It's much harder to track. We still have someone from 2014 that never finished paying.
Yeah, and if you're watching, that person who still owes me $100 from 2014's camp, you know who you are, because I've emailed you, like, since 2014. I've been emailing you, and now, come on, like, what's that about? Come on. If you'd just been sending me $1 a day, we would be done.
But it's like...
And everybody's in, some people get into weird situations.
Right, but you want to make sure, like, your event costs a certain amount to run. Camp literally costs, like, $4.90 a person to run. So, like...
I mean, $7. That's right. $7
if you're lucky.
So the deal is, from an organizer perspective, at that month out, take all your payment options away except for one pay, so that you can have the most amount of money in your bank account to write the check that you need to write when you arrive on site. Or that you can cover, the credit card that you swipe because you want points if you're lucky enough to be like running your event at a hotel or something, and you can put it on a charge card
the
and
bus,
get points for
the
it.
campgrounds, they all want their money up
Yeah,
front.
and then writing the check for food, to pay at this point. How many people we have coming?
77.
77 campers. So we're gonna have more than 77 campers to feed campers 3 meals a day for 5 days. That's a big check, and it helps when I have all the money already in the bank account. So you don't want to necessarily have all these pay options where it's 3 or 4 months after your event, people are still paying, and you have to chase people down. It's a lot of wear and tear on you, so please don't make a lot of exceptions. But payment plans are really helpful to get people to be able to attend your events. So get creative with how you can let people attend your events and make them financially stable. We've got 10% battery power. So what's a couple other things, Cathy?
Well, Abrams Creek is great. The campground, they do have some things they have a store a couple miles away, and they've been really great about if someone forgot a lantern or a bug spray or whatever. They've been really accommodating. They really go out of their way to make people feel comfortable. So don't panic. I know some people that will pack for a week and feel real stressed. Bring what you need, do your best, but there are ways to get things from not too far away usually to fill needs if you miss something.
Yeah, and then you're coordinating. You shouldn't be responsible for people's ride shares, but set up a Facebook group where when people register, they can be a part of a group so that they can talk to each other about ride shares and stuff like that, because there's a couple of people that need to come in on Saturday when camp officially starts, and not the early arrival bonus day, which is when the Sex Geek Summer Camp bus arrives on the 28th. So creating a Facebook group so that people can support each other, that'll help alleviate some of your anxiousness and give you more bandwidth.
And they can answer each other's questions and support each other and cheer each other on. I love the Facebook group for Sex Geek Summer Camp for that.
So as an event organizer, you're anticipating that there's going to be this last minute crunch and hopefully last minute signups. But how do you design situations and your systems powerfully so that during that last minute crunch, which includes you getting ready to actually run or teach your event, don't forget you're actually a teacher too.
Yeah.
How can you anticipate your needs and your attendees' needs for that last minute rush and crush so that you can actually show up on site and not be a complete wreck?
Yeah. Thanks, Cal. She said
Hi, Cal.
They said congratulations.
Yay. I still can't believe you can see that. I have glasses on and I can't. Oh, I guess if I do it this way, I can
You
look
look
down
a
the
little
bottom.
silly.
These are these what are they called? Bifocals, but they're there's another word for them. It's a fancier word. Transitional or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. We got to get back to work. Leave your comments. If you have any questions about camp, go to readaboutsexx.com/camp FAQ and leave your comments for last minute event or last minute registration stuff.
Yeah.
Also, if you're registering last minute, once you register, start packing. Set stuff aside so that in the last minute whirling dervish of you having to leave for the airport, you don't forget something important. And again, once you register, you get a link to another FAQ that has the packing list and all this other good stuff.
We'd love to see you there. I hope you come because we'd love to blow the record out of the water. If you want to help, register today.
Yeah, let's make this the best camp ever. All right, bye everyone. Happy 4th of July weekend if you're celebrating 4th of July. And hit some emoticons.
Make it rain.
Make it rain emoticons, everyone. Or just suck us for emoticons. Bye. Thanks, Cathy.
Yeah.